In 1929, future British Prime Minister Winston Churchill visited Spotsylvania County, Virginia, to tour its vast Civil War battlefields. Churchill was an avid student of U.S. history, no doubt influenced by his American mother. He visited the Civil War's major killing fields, the Crossroads of the Civil War, at Fredericksburg, Chancellorsville, the Wilderness, and Spotsylvania Courthouse. Churchill's guide at Spotsylvania was a local who at the age of 8 had been an eyewitness to the 1864 battle. Churchill listened as the guide recounted seeing pools of blood fill the trenches. The guide also spoke of the scolding he had received from his father for trying to take the boots off a dead soldier. Churchill was captivated. For during America's greatest test, Spotsylvania County served as the crossroads of the Civil War. Halfway between Union headquarters in Washington, D.C., and the Confederate capital in Richmond, Virginia, 4 of the largest military engagements ever fought in North America took place in Spotsylvania County. Here, the North's aggressive and successful general, Ulysses S. Grant, first fought the South's finest tactician, Robert E. Lee. Here, the end of the war came in sight as Grant doggedly pursued the annihilation of Lee's Confederate Army. And subsequently, here in Spotsylvania County, almost 100,000 American boys bled. Churchill summed up his observations of 1929, writing, "Here, south of the Rappahannock, is another wide area of battlefields, on which perhaps more soldiers have perished in an equal space than anywhere excepting round Ypres and Verdun." Churchill's references to the World War I battles of Ypres and Verdun illustrates the magnitude of the savagery waged in Spotsylvania County. At the Battle of Spotsylvania Courthouse, Lee and Grant's soldiers endured 14 days of constant fighting, including over 20 hours of continuous, brutal hand-to-hand combat. Remnants of this battle, miles of breastworks built by the armies, still meander throughout Spotsylvania County, one of the last physical legacies of those momentous events. In fact, between all 4 of its major Civil War actions, the county of Spotsylvania boasts thousands of acres of battlefield land, making it the largest concentration of preserved battlefields in North America. Very few places hold such prominence in the history of our nation. Students of the Civil War today can tour thousands of acres of battlefields and study miles of preserved earthworks. Spotsylvania County also boasts charming bed and breakfasts, jogging and biking trails, access to regional wineries, and the famous Spotsylvania Courthouse Historic District, surrounded by many other Civil War-themed destinations. To tour the Courthouse District is to walk through Virginia's architectural past, with many Federal and Virginia Gothic structures still standing. Some of these buildings served as Civil War hospitals and officers' quarters during the Battle of Spotsylvania, and a few still bear the scars of cannon and small arms fire. Spotsylvania's newest historical offering, the Civil War Life Museum, the Soldiers Museum, brings the war to life through extensive displays of informative films, original uniforms and weapons, and items carried by the soldiers. Yet the history of Spotsylvania County starts well before the Civil War. The area was vital during America's colonization and revolution. Revolutionary War soldiers assembled and trained in the area, including time spent at Belvedere Plantation. And the family of our nation's first president, George Washington, hailed from this part of Virginia. For sightseers, several early colonial structures still exist to this day. And be sure to journey to the countryside to check out the privately owned antebellum plantations that are located throughout the county. And for visitors who enjoy the great outdoors, come to Spotsylvania County for whitewater rafting or lazy canoeing on the Rappahannock River. Or boat, fish, and swim at beautiful Lake Anna, which stretches along the entire southern border of the county. Whether you're a Civil War buff, into the great outdoors, or just traveling through scenic Virginia, count on Spotsylvania County, the crossroads of the Civil War, to capture your imagination and touch your spirit.